Hello, ladies and gentlemen, HoloTide here, and today I think Halo Studios might have cooked. We're going to be looking at some skulls. There's only 18 of them in this build of the media flight, but we're going to be playing a little bit of a mission with all of them turned on. We're also going to be taking a look at the campaign remix functionality that's in this game, and I'm not going to lie, once I was blown away. So spoilers, do not watch if you do not want to be spoiled by things that I don't know if they're going to show off before this video goes up, but we're looking at like Flood, we're looking at Brutes, we're looking at the more religious elites and stuff like that. So click off if you don't want to look at it. I'm using the SMG, the fuel rod, the beam rifle, the needle. Like there's so much in here. I actually, for campaign remix, I put on a flood like visual thing where it makes it very gross, like the flood has infected the world and it's hazy and stuff. And then I also used a night vision one. I don't play through like the entire levels or anything like that because I want you guys to experience that for yourselves when you go through it. I think that's very important. I don't want to like ruin anything for anybody. But this is just a small sample size. I think that they've said that there's like over 40 skulls coming in the complete game. And like, I'm not gonna lie, I do not know with like some of the skulls like cancel each other out and stuff. It's ridiculous what there's going to. I don't know. I really don't know if people are going to be able to do the legendary all skulls on type of thing in this game because it's obnoxious. But I will say, campaign remix, I definitely feel like there's going to be replayability for people in this game because my biggest fear was they're going to play through the campaign one time and that, new players and stuff, like it's just going to be a one and done kind of thing. And it's kind of like, well, why would you make this game in the first place? There's no multiplayer and stuff. Like, how are you going to get people to stay on this game after like a week of it being out? And quite honestly, I think that's it. I see a lot of people also talking about like firefight and stuff being added. I have no idea if that stuff's going to be brought forward in the future, but what they've got right now with campaign remix, I can definitely see like people having a ton of fun, especially in co-op, man. Like after getting my hands on with campaign remix and just seeing what you're going to be able to do and how it changes the game and how you'll be able to set up different skulls, and it's great. I think that what they did was they really cooked here. Now, this was my first time. I loaded in and saw the flood, and I literally, my jaw dropped, and I was like messaging people at Halo Studios. I was like, hey, do you guys know that this is like in the game and like they're running around and stuff? And they're like, it's a part of the flight, man. You can upload it. So I don't know if any of my contemporaries knew that, but this is my first look at like the brutes and the flood and stuff like that. So in this flight, and I was just like kind of blown away that they included that. I assume that there are going to be a ton of people, in the quote unquote media who are going to upload stuff like this too. So I'm sure I'm not your first, but it's just some gameplay going up against them and stuff. I'm just running around like an idiot with my head cut off. But man, the more hands-on I get with this game, the more excited I get for what is coming after, like the next Halo game. Because the amount, I know I'm not trying to glaze, and I know you guys are going to be like, you're a Halo shill now and stuff. If you guys have watched the channel in the past, you do know that I am quite critical of Halo Studios and, just how the franchise has gone in general. So that, that little anecdote, I guess, story aside, I think that they're showing that they get it now. And again, it just makes me excited for like whatever the multiplayer stuff is that's going to come out. I really do feel like the amount that they've put into this package and like the turnaround time, and I know that there's been reports of like other studios helping them and everything. So what they've accomplished in this game, I have more hope right now, and there's been some bad press out there, but I have more hope right now for the future of Halo than I did before like Halo 4 or even Halo Infinite. I was pretty excited for Halo Infinite. I thought, like we're going to eat with this game. It's going to be great and everything. And like it did turn out to be a good game, but nowhere near the levels that I think it could have been. But like the more I play campaign evolve, the more I'm like, man, it might I'm excited for the future. Also, being able to see the flood again in a Halo game in 2026 and it be like quote unquote new, it's not like a MCC or anything like that, is nuts to me. Like an updated flood. And it just makes me like, man, I was kind of, the rumors about Halo 2 and Halo 3 being remade. And I'm like, man, that doesn't really appeal to me. But dang, dude, I do miss taking on the Flood and even the Covenant in these games. So I definitely think that there's something there with that. But they might be cooking. They might be cooking with some grease in the kitchen. I'm excited to see like if there is going to be support for this game after launch, like if they're going to add firefight or if they add more, prequel missions or something like that, because I feel like it's it's open for that. I feel like they could absolutely keep adding content onto this game. Could you imagine if like 6 months down the line, they come out with a campaign update and there's more skulls or something. I don't know. But the more I've gotten to play it, the more that I've looked around the levels and taken everything in, the more I am like, I'm not as worried at this point. Yes, there's little things that stick out to me that are not, one to one faithful renditions from the previous Combat Evolved and stuff. But if I look at it in a vacuum and I compare it to Combat Evolved or even Combat Evolved Anniversary, this game far and away exceeds my expectations when comparing it to Anniversary. That game, like with its reach, aesthetics and stuff, like the assets and stuff being pulled, and then comparing it to this game with like the infinite aesthetics and placeholder stuff, all that, like this game feels so much more soulful than Anniversary does to me. Like it does have sauce. And I think the more and more that people are seeing like trailers and teasers and stuff like that, the more and more they're like, oh yeah, I actually am getting excited for this game. I am looking forward to it coming out. There, just more things for people to kind of be excited for Halo, and I think that that's huge, man. We have Halo Fest coming up at the end of the year. I'm sure we're gonna get something out of that. The Game Awards and stuff like that. They're the same month. They're both in December, so I would assume that the future of like Halo is going to be shown off at that stuff. There's going to be hopefully like a new multiplayer kind of thing coming out, but I don't know, rumors and all that stuff. But again, this campaign remix thing, I definitely feel like it's going to add replayability in ways that, the other Halo games, even with their skulls, didn't really provide. I think that it's just like a different, I don't know, it's kind of like Destiny Strikes where they had modifiers. If that makes sense, you can turn this thing into like a Nightfall kind of thing. So I'm happy, with the limited amount of time and the limited amount of skulls and stuff like that and customization that I was able to do with the remix. I'm kind of blown away. It's like kind of a no-brainer. Like I can't believe this wasn't thought about before. And like I say that, like I played Infinite's campaign one time, so I'm pretty sure there's no campaign remix there. But I am wondering if there's gonna be more things like the flood haze kind of thing or the night vision goggles are always on. If there's gonna be more stuff like that. I spawned in with the night vision thing on and I was outside and I was blinded. I got immediately destroyed by an elite with a sword because I had no idea they were right next to me. But fun times. Let me know in the comments down below how you feel about all this, if you're, into how the flood look and stuff like that, if you're gonna play the campaign remix stuff and get some replayability out of there. Honestly, like being able to play the remix side of things, in addition to the campaign mode, the regular one that's being offered in this flight, really bumped my outlook up. I'm a lot more excited for this game. And let me know if that's how you feel. Again, playing with other people, 4-player co-op and stuff, It's gonna be a hoot. I feel like you're gonna see a lot of streamers and stuff team up and just try to beat random setups, and maybe there'll be like Halo roulette. Who knows? But that's gonna do it for the video. If you enjoyed, make sure to leave a like down below. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to stay up to date with Halo content, and I will catch you all in the next one. Peace.